Hey up lads and lasses, how's they doing? Welcome back to another Fleet in Focus. This week our focus will be going on to R636 HYG. Now this was new back in 1998 to First Calderline, hence it being an R-Reg. As 5636, back in those days there was only 4 digits for a fleet numbering system. And it wasn't until approximately 2001 or so when the national fleet numbering system came in and it got renumbered to 30816. I think by now we know which one it is. It spent a good proportion of its time in Halifax, to be quite fair, and then eventually it transferred over to Huddersfield depot for further use there until it was drawn in about 2016, I believe. And then it was put up for sale, and then it came here. So yeah, when it came to us, it got partial repaint to cover the first identity, and then put into service. As 2019 goes on, and more vehicles are coming in, this could be the last year that this sees service, unfortunately. But it still does get about, and it's mostly used on school services and if needs be on a service run itself. Now as for the vehicle itself, it is a Alexander Royale bodied Volvo Olympian with a D10 engine, and that is coupled with a lovely ZF automatic gearbox. As you can see, it still retains its full first interior it's had since 1998, so over 20 years. And being a Volvo Olympian, there's not a right lot of headroom up here, but it is a full height vehicle. It is 14'5", which is pretty standard for a double decker bus. It seats 72 people, of which 43 of them get to enjoy the views from the top deck, and 29 more down here. And you'll notice there's no buggy area either. Instead is my equipment. And there are steps, which we had as a kid, and some of you may remember these when you were younger. There's none of the low floor business back then. It was all step entrance, and all the mechanical work and everything, like the radiator was in there, and all the chassis work was right underneath, going back to the engine. So I imagine if this was a low floor vehicle, it would probably be a lot shorter. But that's not to say we didn't cater for the less able, shall we say. There may have been 2 high steps here, but there were 3 shorter ones here, making it easier for those less able to walk and little kids as well. Although that being said, when you was a kid, these stairs were absolutely massive. It was nearly like climbing Mount Everest. Back then things like this didn't exist. There was no CCTV cameras which looked down the bus to make sure all the kids were behaving. We were old school. We had a mirror, of which the driver could see through this little passageway. Fortunately, there's been work done to this one, so I can't give you a good example, but there would be a little window here with a mirror just inside. I think this does move. Yes. It would just be just inside here, and it'd point straight up through the chute, for lack of better words, because I can't think of one, and it would look into the mirror upstairs, and you would be able to see the whole bus from there. Whilst of course being able to see the downstairs as well. You can kind of get an idea of the sort of view that you would get. I'm having difficulty seeing this. I'm using the other mirror. There, that's the sort of view that the driver would see. So yeah, no cameras back then, just mirrors. In fact, the bus next to us has a little shooter mirror. I'm just going to quickly have a look and see if that one's still clear. That one didn't have it, however, another Royale that we have does have the flap with a mirror on it. It does move around as well. But angle it correctly and the brightness adjusts nicely, you may just be able to make it out. It's up there. It's very difficult to see. I'll try to zoom in if I can. You can probably just about make out windows and a Yorkshire Rider logo. So yeah, all very old school back then. It's nice to see some of the original signage as well. So there we have it. This is R636 HYG 30816 5616. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next week. Hi Vlad, out.